Friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and as of recording this, a fantastic weekend for me. Wanted to put out a quick video today. I got a request from one of my subscribers, followers, watchers, whatever you want to call them, on Twitch. Devil Doc, this is for you. But I guess it's a good video because I've had questions about this this very thing. It comes up periodically, and it's how do you get the upgrade materials for your fleet commanders. So today, in today's video, what we're going to cover is we're going to talk about how to get the items you need to not only level up your fleet commanders, but also to get those skill points that you need. I saved some of my turn in so I can kind of show this in this video. But to get the credits, or the fleet commander points that you need to level up those skills and abilities. So let's hop into it and let's talk about it, because the players matter. Okay, so let's kind of talk about the different things we're talking about here, and hopefully I can walk you through this because I do have some of mine leveled up already and maxed. I'll have to look. I believe I have max rank achieved with all of these, so I may have to talk you through some of this. Let me hop in max rank. I believe they're all max rank. So what you're going to need to rank these up, I'll show you in the turn-ins. But I will mention a couple of things before we hop into that. Excuse me. So where is it again? I know there's some primes, and then I think in the Borg tree, let's see, I don't think I've done the favors for this yet. Not max anyway. So you've got this one thing that you want to watch out for is this commander's prerogative. Increases the cost efficiency of all fleet commander skill points when upgrading fleet commander abilities. That can help you to lessen the cost for some of these upgrades. I believe there's some prime for some of the materials. And then if I remember right, I believe 7 of 9. And if I miss anything, by the way, feel free to add it in the comment section below. I'm trying to cover as much as possible here. But 7 of 9 has some a cost efficiency here for the skill points for fleet commander. So that's probably worth investing in. It's pretty costly, as you can see, and that's probably why I haven't taken it up anymore. But that is something to consider when you're talking about efficiencies and leveling up your other fleet commanders. Stuff like that are, you know, good things to watch out for. So first off, let's talk about upgrading, or I should say leveling up your fleet commanders. If we hop into the Borg tech, this came out around that time, that as you're doing your Borg solos, you'll have different materials that you'll get in your turn-ins here. And as I remember, or as I recall, it's been a while since I've done this, but some of like the rare and epic, I believe, are ops locked, and so you may or may not see these. But let me show you the contents of these right now. What I'm doing with these is I'm not doing the turn-ins as much or as frequently. I try and save them for tournaments, but we all know that they Scopely dropped tournaments earlier, like out of the blue. They just said, oh, by the way, we're having tournaments starting tomorrow. It's like, what? And we're all still saving stuff. So probably they're doing it because they don't want people winning so many free to play, and they want people spending. I get that. But anyways, I have tried to turn these in, and then to prepare for tournaments. So you'll have to kind of balance that out, because you can actually, I believe it's for the rare, if you do some turn-ins here, you get the Borg solo directives you need for one of the 10,000 point tasks in tournaments. So anyways, what we're going to focus on here, there's obviously officers and other things in here, and you do want to run these early on in this loop to get the directives you need. So, you know, you're running the uncommons to get the rare directives, you're in the rares to get the epics. But what we're looking at here is you need to get these on Commander Fleet Commander credits, these badge looking things, as well as the Commander XP to level them up. You'll need that for each, like there'll be like a tiering and there will be a leveling, and you need that to do all that. Same thing with the rare, except you're going to get not just uncommon fleet commander. So the higher you're leveling and tiering them, you'll need the rare FC credits. And if you haven't unlocked the rare and the epic exchange, don't worry about it. Just keep doing your Borg solos and you will get there. It just takes a little bit more time, and it comes. Okay. And then here you get the epic credits. Now, I believe there's a prime out there. We won't show that in the video here, but I believe there's a prime out there where you can like kind of, it's either reducing the costs or you get more of these as a daily pull, so it can help you in your progress if you're a spender and that is something you want to do. For me, I didn't do that. I just did the loop and I had plenty of this by the time I needed it. So that's something that you will kind of have to determine yourself. So in order to level and max up your fleet commanders, which you have to do because there's certain skills you can't unlock unless they are a certain level, certain tier, certain level, whatever. I think it's level, but obviously you have to tear them up in order to level them higher. So this is where you're getting the material you need to level up and tier your fleet, different fleet commanders. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, once again, as you go into the skill tree for any of the fleet commanders, it's going to cost you these skill points. Okay. And then some of the skills, like I think we saw, okay, this is another example here, is you need these rare commander skill points. And these are going to come from your Titan A. So for those who maybe aren't working as much on your Titan A, I would highly recommend using it daily, using as much as you can, and it should be easy because they come out with multiple loops in frequent or recent months where you can use your Titan A, and the trick now is where to use it, in my opinion, if you're trying to punch up. So anyways, we're talking about where do you get those skill points. So first off, I want to show you the dailies. In the dailies, there are these 2 turn-ins for the max fortify. So you've got this first one, which you're using, you get like 6,000 something. I don't remember how much you get daily from the turn in, but it's like 6,725 or something like that. But so you don't have enough to do the max fortify every day. You do every 2 days. But with this one, oh great, look at that. Way to go, Scopely. I can't show it on my video. Anyways, you're going to get this item right here, and we'll go find the name of it. Hopefully it's in the other screen. Yeah, it's not even showing. I'm going to totally leave that in the video, by the way. So I like to do the max fortify as often as I can, and I'm only leaving it in there so you can all call Scopely on it, or Scopely can see it and be like, okay, this is bug, needs to be fixed. Okay, so you want to do these as often as you can. Early in the day when they first came out, the Titan A, I would like bring a ship outside of my station with the Titan. I would fortify it and pull it back in. So it took me just a few seconds and it got me my points for the day. Now it's often enough that you can use it on things. I've used it on the NX01 loop when I'm farming the rare chips. That was earlier in the loop. Now my NX01 is fine without it, but you do need it. I think for me, it was around tier 6 or 7 that I was able to do it to max fortify. And you need to make sure you keep up on your research, but your Titan A research. But that was one place I've used it. I've been using it with some of the recent things that they've given us, the armadas, the Borg, the new Borg solos that they've introduced into the game, the Krenim, are just a couple of other examples of places where you can use the max fortify. And there's always like the solo wave defenses. Some people are using it for those now. So there's a lot of places you can use it. But anyway, so you can get those as turn-ins. Let me go ahead and claim those 2. So, and then we'll show you, hopefully the other part is working in the refinery. So I wanted to do this live, show this to you on the video. So if we go into what is it? Command center will come next, I think. Support. There we go. Okay, so we've got the beryllium for Titan A parts and the fleet commander skill points. So first off, I've maxed this out, so I really just been spending on Viridium isotopes. I think I've maxed all my research out too, so that's kind of a moot point. I don't really need to do that. But specifically for this video, the diamond item, whatever the heck this is called. Yes, crystalline beryllium. I can't remember the names of everything in this game, so sue me. So, if you look down here, the 1 chest is 1,000, the 2 chests is 2,000, the 3 chests should be 3,000, but no, there's a tax on it. So be aware of that if you're going to turn in the 3 chests. I happen to have plenty for my turn-ins, so I probably could go ahead and do that, and I think I will for the video. But as you're going early on, you may want to consider maybe doing the 2 chest option unless you have a good stock of this saved up. So it's going to give us uncommon skill points and then rare skill point fragments. So let's go ahead and we'll claim that, and then we'll go into the command center. So let's go over to the right here. There's certain things you get fleet commander dust for. I believe if you have maxed your fleet commanders, that when you do your daily pull, if in place of getting what is it, in place of getting the shards for the fleet commanders you've maxed, you get fleet commander dust, I believe. And so you get plenty of this, in my opinion. Oh, look, I've got 200,000. That's crazy. Uncommanded fleet commander. So for the early tiering of your fleet commander and skill points, but you get so much of this from doing the Borg solos and those turn-ins that this really is like garbage. Trash to me. That's why I haven't done anything with it. So you let me know what you think. Rare skill point fragments. So you can come in here and you can trade in. I have quite a bit here, it looks like. So I should look into spending that probably. I've just been saving it for a long time, and maybe I need to be better at that. So don't follow my example. But you can trade in. If I do 10, for example, let's do it for the video. I get 10 rare skill points. Okay, so obviously you need a lot when we just looked at 7 of 9 and that fleet commander ability. Maybe that's something I should focus on, right? So anyways, that's where you're going to trade in those. And then the uncommon skill points you can trade in for Kirk, Spock, Locutus, 7 of 9, and Janeway. Now, if you notice here, it does not have everyone. Okay, it doesn't, for example, have Sloan. It doesn't, for example, have FC Lorca. Okay, so we'll touch on those in a minute here. But you can come in here and take those skill points. And for example, I'm probably going to want to get some more for 7 of 9, but you got to save it up. You have to be careful. I only have 11,000 of this. If I do 100 chests, so do that pull, it's going to give me 1,000 of those. And I'm going to need to do a few of these to level up that ability still, right? So that is something that you need to consider. Okay, so how do you source the others? If we hop into factions, and I believe it's section 31, you can source Sloan skill points here by spending your 31 section 31 credits. I haven't decided to do that. I kind of paused on that for a little bit because I wanted to be able to work on some of the favors that I never maxed down here, just to help me in my waves. So obviously I'm quite a ways off from that. My current plan is I'm going to try and get, I believe it's this one that increases the cost efficiency. I think it's only like 10%, but when we're talking about something that costs 60,000, you know, that's going to be rather important, especially if I want to work on the others, right? So anyways, you can get Sloan skill points here. That's a kind of a good source to max out some of his skills, and you have to decide with all the new stuff they've added, like these quantum communicators, these rare Xindi directives, and these different artifacts and what have you. You have to determine, do you want to work on Sloan's skill points and max him out, or do you want to work on some of this other stuff? So you kind of have to make a determination there. And it's only 45 per 1400. So thank goodness they've got the solos where they're adding quite a bit more, especially this month where they're giving us free runs. Because I think we're only getting these like one run per every 3 days for the solo waves, right? So kind of slow. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm okay with it right now because I'm getting quite a bit with the free ones they're giving us. So there is that, but it's still kind of frustrating. The other place that, and I don't know, since I've done my claim, maybe I should have saved this one, but you will get Fleet Commander materials through the Vindicator loop. Mine's only tier 5. I've heard it gets better, but you've got to get it pretty highly tiered. And so you'll get the materials to upgrade them as well as shards. I actually max Janeway, Fleet Commander Janeway, just from these turn-ins. So you will get shards. You're also going to get very small drip, but you're going to get a few of those skill points for Lorca, a few of those skill points for Sloan. I believe both of those are in there. But pretty slow, but that's one way you can get that. And the last thing that I can mention, I can't show you right now, is that I have noticed, and it's one of the best values for me when incursions comes around, but when incursion comes around, I've been spending basically all of my loot, all my winnings, whether we win or lose, on skill points for Lorca, because you can get those through incursions. Not a lot, but every little bit helps. And you know, he has such great, like, there's such great research for Lorca. Like if you look at this one here, I could level this one right now, but it's a pretty awesome efficiency. For those who haven't seen this, there's some pretty awesome numbers for different types of efficiency. I'll just try and click through a couple of those real quick here for the sake of the video. And there's some stuff that I frankly haven't been able to get to. It just takes too stinking long. So there's forbidden power, reactors and catalyst efficiency. There's artifact shards. Just kind of all in the middle here. Research cost efficiency, base repair cost efficiency. There's warp speed. There's isolate defense. Just all sorts of really great stuff here for Lorca. So if you haven't gotten him, I would highly recommend getting him. But I think that kind of covers it. If I've missed anything, please let me know. But those are the main sources of materials that I'm aware of. And unfortunately, if you go to the independent archives, I was checking this and I don't see that the Talios one has any. So you're still going to have to do your Borg solos, but it gives you plenty of credits or plenty of directives to do it if you max yours out. I've maxed mine, but for those who have maxed it, you're still going to have to do your turn-ins to get the materials to upgrade your fleet commanders. So anyways, that's the video. Upgrading material as well as sources of where to get all the skill points in the game, as well as how the Titan A fits into that. Because I've had a lot of questions where people are like, how does using my Titan even help with that? Well, that's how it helps. You have to run your Titan to get the sourcing of everything else that is there. So hopefully that's helpful. Leave your comments and questions down below. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. All right. Live long and prosper. We'll talk to you next time.